Per request, we're going back into the fear inoculum era. Phenomenal. My name is Biscuit. Welcome to the channel. Pop some popcorn, pour some coffee, smoke you something if you need to. It's 2019. We're going back there. Tool has been silent for 13 years now. At least a decade of which I assume they spent, doing ayahuasca and peyote with the canopy dwellers somewhere in Africa. But the world they return to barely resembles the one that they left. I mean, the iPhone has happened. Social media is taking over everything now. Algorithms are competing for human attention, and political division is intensifying by the week. Humanity's become more connected and informed, than any point in history. And yet there's kind of still this strange feeling underneath everything. Are we actually getting better? Right? That's the world that Tool walks back into with Fear Inoculum. And buried near the center of that album is a 13-minute song called Descending. Now, I don't want to tell you what that title means because I don't know. In a civilization absolutely convinced that it's moving forward, Tool chose a very interesting word. Family, without any further ado, we're going to let him cook. Please cook, sirs. Guys, Lord knows what to expect. I've never gotten it right off the intro or off the name of the song. This is Fear Inoculum era. This kind of gives me some hints, but it sounds just like a plane flying overhead. Fam, as a Tool fan, don't you just feel taken care of? You know what I'm saying? This is a band that cares about your listening experience, right? Hang on, I gotta say this real quick before we get into this, right? One of the comments, I was looking at the comments before I pressed play, and one of the comments says, most bands plug into amps, Tool plugs into the universe. Listen, I can't say that it's wrong. So I'm gonna go back a couple bars. I want to let him cook. I want to hear what he's talking about. So he starts, free fall through our midnight. Free falling through midnight. What does midnight mean? Midnight is peak darkness, is peak entropy, right? And by entropy, I just mean confusing, that which we don't know about a system. And we're free falling through it, right? Imagine this as the beginning of the universe, right? And it's us, right? It's we think of ourselves as this conscious being here, right? As if we aren't made of the same stuff, the universe, we are star stuff. That's Carl Sagan, right? Listen to that through that lens. This is fire. And Maynard has made himself a part of the music with that filter that's on his voice. It makes it kind of hard to hear. But he said, heedless in our slumber, floating nascent we. And that heedless in our slumber gives me a lot of peace, because a lot of times we think, we're afraid of death, right? But he says heedless in our slumber means that the universe itself hadn't awakened yet. You and I are the awakening of the universe. We are the universe having woke up, right? But we were heedless in our slumber. If we had the capacity to wake up, and we clearly had that capacity because here we are, then prior to us is beautifully described as a slumber, as the universe was sleeping, right? Gorgeous. Fam, one thing that I am not sure of yet, and we're only 2 minutes into this song, what does that word free fall mean? Because when I think of free falling, that's a terrifying idea. But maybe it's only terrifying from the awakened state, right? Because we're currently free falling now, right? The universe, the earth is free falling through the universe at an incredibly fast rate. So we're in free fall now. And we're not panicking about it. So maybe, it's like, I wonder what he means. Like, leave it in the comments below if you have some insight into the free fall. Bro, why is Tool goated, bro? It's the goats!
Come hour and suddenly all hail our lethargy.
Come our end suddenly, all hail our lethargy. And guys, I don't know, right? This isn't, I would love to have a conversation with Maynard. I'm putting it into the universe right now. Maynard, I need a conversation, please. When he says, come our end suddenly, right? It's not as dystopian as it sounds. It's not as if, I don't think that he's calling for like the end to humanity. He was saying that with the birth of humanity, we ended. Meaning the universe, like this slumber, right? When we woke up, it's like, oh, that put an end to the infinity that we truly are. We started to see ourselves as limited and finite and afraid and self-conscious, right? That may be where our end came. Or maybe when he says, come our end suddenly, maybe he's saying, I want to put an end to this, to the illusion of being a fragile thing which is cut off from the whole. Maynard is my fellow mystic, 100%. Man, I'm so selfish because I want them to stay in that pocket and they never, ever, ever do. They'll give you a slice of something that another band would have used as their entire riff for the whole song. And Tool will just give you a stroke of that brilliance, and then they'll just abandon it just as quickly as they came up with it. This right here. I wish they would stay there, but I know they're not going to. They never do. I wish Danny would just drop some drums. Bro, so listen, this madness of our own making. This is the second time that I have to comment on this. What does he mean, the madness of our own making? Guys, the entire story of the earth, history, is the madness of our own making. What does he mean, our own? You, me, right? We are the ones who gave the universe a story, right? There is no story, right? It's like, I believe that the universe is not a rational being. We are the rational beings, right? We make sense of the universe, but it doesn't make sense on its own, right? We, with our brains, make sense of it, right? We rationalize the universe, but the universe isn't rational. Animals are irrational. They're not irrational. They're irrational. They are instinctual. They go with the flow. They go with their genetics. They respond to stimuli. We make sense of things. We plan the future. We have motivated expectations and memories, right? This madness of our own making. Man, this guy can write. You hear that? It's tribal. So this call us all to arms and order was a little bit confusing, and it may still be. Correct me down in the chat. Calling us all to arms and order. It's almost like he's saying, guys, we can fall asleep again if we're not careful. And maybe that wouldn't be, the worst thing in the universe, but he's saying, he's beckoning us. He's like, look, stay awake, right? Stir us from our wanton slumber, because we started off asleep and then something woke up. The universe woke up. And we woke up for a reason. So he's like, look, let's keep this part of the universe which is awake. Let's keep it awake. You know what I mean? It's like, let's stir us from our wanton slumber, because the universe can go to sleep again, Specifically if we're not the only ones awake. I mean, that gets into kind of, alien life and all of the rest of it. Let me know, do I have something here? Am I completely off course? Yeah, give me those drums, please. Stay in that pocket. Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo. And then they switch it up on you. Yeah.
Sound the dread alarm through the primal body. Sound the reveille to be or not to be. Rise, stay the crime finale. Stay the reading of our swan song and epilogue. One, try.
Bro, so stay the grand finale is very, very scary. I mean, he's saying like, look, bro, this whole thing is going to come to a screeching halt if we're not careful. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of what I was talking about earlier with G.K. Chesterton. I'm not a Catholic, but he said like, look, when we challenge the Catholic system, rightly so because of the corruption, it freed man to determine religion for himself. And then came the Enlightenment, where we got to determine, well, maybe God doesn't even exist. Maybe religion is useless. And then after that came like radical skepticism, where we challenge whether we should be thinking at all, or whether the mind is useful at all in finding out what the universe is. And now we have like a nihilism that's slowly spreading. Right. So, I mean, so Maynard is saying, like, look, let's stay the grand finale here. Let's, let's not hurry on the end of ourselves. Let's get a hold of ourselves. Bro, if you think they're not the goats, you're just wrong. Bro, they have to be, bro. I feel so bad saying it because I cover so many rock bands on this channel. But I have to say Tool is the goats, bro. Listen. Hear me out. There hasn't been a band that I've covered on this channel to where every single one is my new favorite. Every single one. And I didn't choose the order. I've jumped around. Bro, they're goated, and there's nothing more to say about that. Like Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that. Listen. Ugh. Guys, if I'm at the concert, I'm panicking right now. That's so fire. And do you hear that those two guitars communicating in harmony over those drums, right? So there's a call to order and a call to unity, followed up by the guitars behaving in that, embodying that unity there. I'm gonna go back a couple bars, listen to that again. Those drums are just crazy. Yo! Guys, we've hit a very, very long Selah moment. I just want to make sure because I think that I remember this pattern, this plucking pattern on the guitar. And we're at 9:06, so I'm going to remember where we are, 9 minutes and 6 seconds. I just want to go to the beginning and see if this is that same sound. Perfect. This is the exact same sound. I had a hint of it. I'm going back to 9:06. You can hear it again. Same sound. And let Maynard come right back in with that free fall. That's so hard. What is Danny doing? Listen. Ugh. Guys, sonically, this is my favorite too. I'm not gonna lie, it's not just the lyrics. Like sonically, this one is just, bro, they're really, really showing out. Fam, who could even perform this song? See, that's one of the things, bro. It's like with a lot of rock songs, like that was a dope song. But, you know, I could hear somebody else singing. I could hear somebody else doing this. I could hear somebody else here. With Tool, the song can only be performed by Tool. It's only a Tool song. It's an exclusive experience. Bro, somebody needs to study Danny's brain. Like, somebody needs to really study his brain. Has he been through, like, an electroencephalogram? We need to see what's going on. And it ends just like it began, with that white noise. Fam, maybe the world used descending as an alarm clock because civilizations don't necessarily collapse because nobody sees the danger. Sometimes everybody sees it and nobody gets up, right? So you ever had an alarm clock just blaring and you're just laying there knowing that you hear it and you're just like, I don't want to get up and even turn it off? That's kind of what makes this song useful. Human beings are remarkably capable of adapting to things we should probably find terrifying. Crisis becomes news, and then news kind of just becomes the background of your life. It kind of becomes normal. And eventually, even decline can feel like stability, right? Because falling is momentum, at least of a sort. But sometimes the greatest danger isn't panic, it's getting comfortable with the descent. You know, maybe that's what he means, because I was challenged when I was listening to it. What does it mean when he says free falling, right? In the beginning. That's the tool this song gives us. Don't measure the seriousness of your situation by how normal it feels. Family, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the hype button if that option is available. Join me in the Patreon, would ya? Leave a comment below, letting me know anything that I missed. Until we find each other again next time, family. Stay balanced. Love you guys.